Alright, so you know how these teabaggers are always yelling and screaming, foaming at the mouth about, oh, free speech! Free speech! When it concerns an issue about wedding cakes and wedding venues and anything to do with gay marriage, if somebody is discriminating against somebody, and in a particular case it could be a conservative reactionary teabagger Christian Taliban who wants to impose his way of life onto others, the teabagger will tell you that is in fact religious freedom, freedom of speech. And when you go to a company or a wedding venue, like I just got an article about this wedding venue owned by a Mennonite, where they denied a gay couple the ability to rent the venue for their wedding, because it goes against their religious beliefs. So it's freedom of expression, freedom of speech. Many of the teabaggers are saying regarding that case in Iowa. But then we flip the page over and we see another article that I have here. Golly. This is why I cannot take these guys, these teabaggers, these reactionary John Birchers, whatever they are, these right-wingers, these religious loudmouths, mouth breathers. And here we have this article in which an employee who worked at Safeway, I don't know if you heard about this, but an employee who has worked at Safeway saw a pro-gay poster in the break room, right? And so he got all frustrated. He got all, the fascist that these people really are. This is how they are. I mean, they're pretty much fucking fascist. And so he saw this poster, and the poster wasn't doing anything. It wasn't pornography or anything. It was just about, diversity and, acceptance of LGBT, all that bullshit. And so this reactionary teabagger got into a panty-twisting reactionary mindset, and he took down the poster, okay? And because he did that, he got fired. And so what he's saying is that it's his freedom of expression, his freedom of speech, to take down posters that are politically against his ideology. That's what he said in the paperwork in which he filed in a lawsuit, because he took Safeway to court. All right? But here's the thing, though. Safeway, isn't that a company that has rights to? Isn't that a company, like many of these teabaggers say? I mean, we have a bakery that doesn't want to sell wedding cakes, right? They don't want to sell wedding cakes to lesbians or gay couples. That's freedom of speech for that company, for that bakery. But yet we have a company who says, you know what, we'll take the opposite end of this. We are going to post a poster in the break room, and, that's it. And this teabagger goes to the break room and tears down the poster, violating the freedom of speech of the company. Isn't that lovely? And he had the audacity still to take him to court. Isn't that wow? I tell you, these fascists are really going to try to stomp on our faces. They're really going to, these thugs are really aggressive and so hypocritical regarding this issue. Because, how Chick-fil-A was involved in the gay marriage thing, and they were saying, oh, Chick-fil-A has a right to freedom of speech. But here Safeway doesn't have a freedom of speech, right? Because it's a pro-gay poster. I tell you, man, these teabaggers are fascist. And if you need any more proof of that, well, here it is. What did you expect?